69s, some 70s. We just have to get rid of this morning fog that's really thickened up in place as you get ready to head out the door, especially over the water. So once again, boaters, you need to go ahead and keep an eye on the weather. Give it at least until 9, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning before you even attempt to reach the water. Reach out to your loved ones, because I think yesterday, some folks forgot that there was that fog advisory, a dense fog advisory, another one for the waters through 9 o'clock this morning. And even past 9 o'clock, that visibility is still going to be reduced along the water. Maybe not as dense, but we will take some time to get some of that patchy fog to clear the region. So just keep that in mind. We do have those low clouds. We have a lot of fog out there, and that will break apart, especially as we get closer and closer to the afternoon. This afternoon actually is going to look pretty fantastic. We're going to take these 60s, throw them all the way up into the mid to upper 70s. Insulated overnight, so there wasn't much of a cool down overnight. A lot of us starting off in the 60s, and even some patchy fog. It is dense over our immediate Bay Area over the water, so just giving you a heads up on that. This is a live view of downtown Tampa from our Armature Works weather camera, where those temperatures again are in those lower 60s. From here on forward, the first half of your upcoming week, we are just going to feel that humidity stick around, both in the mornings and even in the afternoon hours. A lot of lower 60s right now, even a few upper 50s. Down towards the south is actually where we've had a little less cloud cover overnight through this morning. But for the most part, we are starting things off on the cloudy side. I don't think we have to worry about any rain. Maybe some very light mist along the coast could be possible thanks to some of that dense fog. But other than that, we will clear up pretty nicely. And I actually think this afternoon will give us a good dose of sunshine, which will help those daytime highs climb back into the mid to upper 70s. Now, boaters, again, heads up, dense marine fog advisory now going until 9 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, as the day goes on, it's going to get better with smooth conditions on the bay, and seas will be less than 2 feet throughout the day. But as I mentioned, dense marine fog advisory until 9, and now even inland Sarasota County and DeSoto counties have been added to that dense fog advisory, also going until 9 o'clock this morning. So conditions are going to be a little bit on the dreary side for the next couple of hours. Once we get towards 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, there could be some spots still with patchy fog, but visibility won't be as bad. And that will continue to clear as we get towards this afternoon. There you go. There's all that sunshine. There's daytime highs climbing into the mid 70s, mid to upper 70s. It is just going to be a beautiful day once we get some of that fog to move out of the area. That will build back in overnight through Monday morning before some more sunshine builds in by Monday afternoon. And I think we're going to do that for the next couple of days. Foggy mornings, beautiful afternoons. All right, I got to take you up to Green Bay, because right now, as we speak, they are seeing a swath of snow move through the area. But what's the forecast going to do? It's actually looking like once we get towards about the mid to late morning, the snow will wrap up, and that will give some areas a little bit of time to maybe see some of that melt. Maybe not a whole lot, just because they're going to stay below freezing all day long. Kickoff Eastern time will be at 3:05, and I actually think we'll still be right at that 30-degree mark for our neighbors up there. I think it'll actually be just 30 degrees maybe for an hour or two, because then we fall right back down into those mid to upper 20s through much of the game. It is going to be frigid. Makes this look pretty. Guys, good morning to you. We have a lot of low clouds out there. Don't worry, some sunshine will peek through as we make our way towards later today, and even a little bit of light shower activity trying to pop up on radar well north of I-4 and even along the east coast. But here along the west coast, we're actually going to stay mostly dry through today, which is some good news, but I know it just feels humid out there. That's where all that moisture is going to lie. It's in that humidity. Look at that dense marine fog advisory. This is going until 9 o'clock this morning for our Bay Area waters and along the coastline. I wanted to take you out to our Wyndham Grand Clearwater Beach weather camera, where along the horizon you can actually see that fog all the way out there, but at least along the beaches we can make out the pier. This time yesterday, that was not the case. So that dense fog is not spilling as much over land as it did yesterday, but in some areas it is a lot thicker than others. So keep in mind that reduced visibility at least through 9 o'clock this morning. And then we'll see a lot of mid to upper 50s, even a few lower 60s for the morning hours. This afternoon it's going to get more
A building.
I thought it was an insult.
What'd you call me?
What'd you call me? Hey guys, good Sunday fun day to you. Looking beautiful right now in some spots more than others. I'm taking you actually now to downtown Tampa, where we have some of those low clouds, a little bit of peaks of blue sky already starting to show through, but it is mild and it is also pretty muggy across much of the region. A lot of upper 50s to lower 60s, and in some spots a little bit more cloud cover, a little thicker in others, in some spots more than others. But this afternoon, we're going to break apart a lot of that cloud cover. I think there's going to be a few hours later this afternoon where it's just nothing but blue skies, and that's really going to help these temperatures to climb into the mid to near upper 70s, especially in our inland locations. That is definitely where we're going to have a lot more of that warmer air settling, but it will be an absolutely incredible beach day. Yeah, the water temperatures are still a little on the cool side. They're in the 60s, but afternoon highs will climb into the lower to mid 70s along the beaches. And again, we're going to have a lot of that sunshine and a lot of that morning fog break apart, which is going to make the beach just look and feel absolutely spectacular. But as mentioned, we do still have a little bit of marine fog out there. Until 9 o'clock this morning, the National Weather Service keeping a dense marine fog going until 9 o'clock. But even after that, we still technically will see a little bit of patchy fog lingering, but most of that will clear out. So again, boating conditions will improve greatly as we go through the morning hours and especially into the afternoon. We just got to get all that fog out of here, and it will happen. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Even inland portions of Sarasota County and DeSoto County, looking at that dense fog advisory now until 9 o'clock this morning. So this is what's going to happen. We'll go through the mid to late morning hours. We really thin that cloud cover out. There's that sunshine. Just a few passing clouds will be possible. Highs climbing in the mid to upper 70s, looking fantastic before we get to sunset. After sunset, you'll kind of look along the horizon and start to see a little bit of that sea fog building in. And once again, overnight through Monday morning, fog will start to billow in, and that will take us through sunrise tomorrow morning before we see some sunshine peek through partly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. And guys, this is going to be the trend over the next couple of days. I think easily through about Wednesday morning, each overnight, early morning. That fog, all the rain has been staying well off to the north and even along the east coast, and even that stuff has been incredibly light. We're talking about mist or drizzle at best. Some of that's even struggling to reach the ground along the east coast. Here on the west coast, though, looking fantastic. Feeling humid, though. It is mild, a lot of upper 50s and lower 60s, and there's that dense marine fog advisory going all the way until 9 o'clock this morning, so do keep that in mind. And also be mindful that even when that advisory expires at 9, there's still some reduced visibility and some patchy fog that remains over the waters. It's going to take some time to totally clear up throughout the morning, but by this afternoon, it's only going to get more beautiful and way more fantastic as we welcome in some of that sunshine. This is what the beaches look like right now, at least along the immediate beach, looking pretty nice. You can even see some of that sun shining off the sand already. Along the horizon, though, is where we still have a little bit of that fog out to sea. So just keep that in mind for our boaters. Give it some time. Take your time getting out in the water. It will get better and better as the day goes on. Upper 50s, lower 60s. Turning into the 70s this afternoon. We'll talk more about this and even some warmer days in our long-term forecast coming up. Josh?
Natalie, you know what makes it?
A lot of dense fog out there, in some spots more than others. Some low clouds, but I will tell you, even as we get closer and closer to 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning, we are going to start to see a little more blue skies peeking through. This is a live view right now from downtown Tampa from our Armature Works weather camera, where temperatures are in the lower 60s. Now, in some spots, especially inland, we still do have a few mid to upper 50s, even up north of the I-4 corridor. But this is all well above normal for this time of year. Mild temperatures, and that's something that will translate even into this afternoon. We'll break apart a lot of those low morning clouds, even a lot of that fog. It's going to get out of here pretty soon. By this afternoon, plenty of sunshine. Lots of blue skies, and that's going to help these temperatures to climb into the mid to near upper 70s, especially in our inland locations. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of those upper 70s make a comeback. Now, boaters, once again, heads up. We do have a dense marine fog advisory going until 9 o'clock this morning. After that, the fog should become a little more patchy, but the actual water conditions are going to be pretty fantastic. Smooth conditions out on the bay, and that's going to be awesome for our beachgoers as well. It really will be a beautiful day once we clear up some of that dense marine fog. Even portions of inland Sarasota County and DeSoto counties dealing with some of that dense fog as well. So heads up. Look what happens over the next couple of hours. Easily by the mid to late morning hours, that all breaks apart, as well as a lot of that cloud cover and plenty of sunshine for you. This combined with a relatively light wind out of the east is going to help to warm up these temperatures back into the mid to upper 70s. We're talking about being well above normal for this time of year. But what happens is that's all short-lived. Those clear conditions are short-lived. We cloud right back up and look for those foggy conditions to build right back in overnight through tomorrow morning. It is going to be steamy. It is going to be humid when we step outside tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some of that sunshine make a comeback, but heads up, the next several mornings, I'm thinking through about Wednesday morning now, we will have some foggy starts to the day. But at least we're not dealing with this. Let's take you up to the Battle of the Bays, Green Bay, dealing with snow as we speak. It is frigid, and there's a wintry mix continuing to move through, scooting off to the east as we go through the next couple of hours. But the forecast is showing that this snow is going to clear well out of the region as we get closer to about lunchtime. So easily 11 a.m., noon, the snow, I'm used to talking about rain. The snow wraps up. Look at these temperatures. They're going to stay below freezing though the entire time. Talk about having to layer on layer on layer. I think around kickoff, which is at 3:05 our time, we will see temperatures right around 30 degrees, but I bet you that will only hover right around 30 for maybe an hour or two. It's going to be a lot of mid to upper 20s throughout game time. It makes this look pretty fantastic. I hope I'm not rubbing salt in the wound for Sunday to you. This is actually going to be a pretty fantastic beach day, even in the afternoon if you just want to go sit out, lay out, and soak in those rays of sunshine. It's going to be beautiful. We just had to get some of these morning clouds out of here and some of that patchy to dense fog. The dense fog advisory will be expiring at 9 o'clock this morning, especially over our bay waters and along the coastal regions down through portions of inland Sarasota County and DeSoto counties. Now, even once the dense fog advisory lifts, there's still going to be some patchy leftover fog through about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Then we get to lunchtime through the afternoon. It's going to be as clear as day. Looking pretty fantastic live right now over Clearwater Beach. These temperatures are in the upper 50s to lower 60s right now. That is well above normal for this time of year, even for the morning hours. But the sunshine's going to do its job. It's going to bring a lot of 70s here and a lot of warmth that will spill into the week ahead. Some pretty warm days, well above normal. We'll talk all about that in just a few minutes, Josh. At least some folks, the kids I've been seeing, they don't care.
Oh, they don't care. No.
They're all committed in there. But guys, look at the live view. This is from downtown Tampa right now. That is a low deck of cloud cover breaking apart, burning off. This right here is some of that fog. You can see how fast it's even racing across the sky there. It is thinning out, it is burning off, and it is clearing, which is some fantastic news. Things are going to look better and better as we get towards later this morning. This is just showing you there are blue skies on the other side waiting for us. We just got to wait for some of that fog to totally burn off. Upper 50s, lower 60s. It is mild out there. We should be waking up near 52 degrees for this time of year. That's normal. This is not. This is well above, and we'll continue that trend even into this afternoon with highs making their way near 77 degrees, maybe even near 78, especially in our inland locations. A relatively light wind, but plenty of sunshine will be helping to warm us up later today, and it is going to be fantastic whether you're heading to the park, any of those outdoor plans, maybe you have a honey-do list you got to knock out, or if you're going to be heading out to the beaches. This is where I think I'm going to catch myself later today. Looking absolutely fantastic, and boaters' conditions are getting better and better for you. Looking smooth out on the bay. We just got to let that dense fog advisory burn off until 9 o'clock this morning. After 9, I think there still could be some patchy areas of fog out on the water, but it will be improving. Just as we've seen yesterday morning, that dense fog really can reduce that visibility. And even in some of our inland locations, inland Sarasota into Hardy County, DeSoto County, that's where we're still seeing some of that fog staying on the dense side, but it will burn off and it will thin out and break apart pretty soon here. There's that sunshine that we're expecting this afternoon, helping those highs to climb into the mid to near upper 70s in some spots. Enjoy it while you can, because look what happens after sunset. We're going to cloud up pretty quickly and again allow some patchy fog to develop overnight through tomorrow morning. This trend of foggy mornings and beautiful afternoons, this is forecast to continue now through at least Wednesday. After Wednesday, a nice cool down will arrive, and that will break off the fog for us, and it also will cool those temperatures down. Daytime highs, as mentioned, though, they're going to be right around those mid to upper 70s. The warmest conditions will likely be through our inland